Well, Mark, where to begin really? We have to start with that goal that wasn't to be. It just changes the game in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to start with the goal. I think that, we were going through a period of the game at that point where it looked as if we would make a breakthrough. And if you get the breakthrough, then you probably go on. It's so important, first goal in these games. And if you make the breakthrough, then you maybe go on and I think probably win the game, because at that point we were starting to undermine their confidence. The crowd was starting to rumble a wee bit. We were making a few chances. So not to be given the goal, it is ludicrous, really. It's a shocking and scandalous decision, really. So, but then we go on and we concede a goal, which for me was, as big a crime as the referee and the linesman were guilty of. Second half was a dead rubber in the sense that once they're a goal up, down that slope, the wind behind them, very difficult for us to get out. They just kept hooking it, very basic, just hook it, and they had guys up front that were willing to chase it and put us under some sort of pressure, not to allow us to play out comfortably. So, but by half time, you could say that the game was as good as done. We couldn't find a way out. But it was that first half that cost us. We didn't do as well as I hoped down the sides in particular, and of course the decision not to award the goal that I think would have seen us go on and do quite well in the game.
Coming away from home, like you say, it can turn the fans when the goal goes in, and then the momentum can swing if Motherwell do take the lead there. But Dundee, would you give them credit with the way they came out in the second half? Frustrated at points?
Yeah, well, I think in the second half they did the right thing. I mean, I said at half time, this is what you're going to expect. You're going to expect the balls coming raining in from distance. They're going to hook it on at every opportunity, just turn you around. Every time we make any progress, it's going to go back into our back four. They're not going to attempt to play, and absolutely the right tactics, so we anticipated it and we knew that was going to make it very difficult. The centre halves are heading a lot of things up in the air, the centre forwards are chasing it down, we're scrambling back to Sammy's booting it and it's against the wind and up the hill and he can't get any distance on it, and we just couldn't get out, so it was the first half that cost us that, though, and the second half was irrelevant, really. We needed to get a lead in the first half, and then for us to be the team that were doing that and put them under that sort of pressure, which we could have done, but it wasn't to be. We didn't create, probably enough. We created a few chances in the first half, but we did score a goal that should have been legitimate, and I think would have seen us win the game.
These past few matches have been an example of just how tight the league is, and now it's obviously important to bounce back. A slight break coming up. How are you feeling for that and coming back?
Well, it wasn't a break, but obviously there is a game, and we don't have a domestic game next Saturday, so there's nothing we can do about that. But I've asked them to make sure that they start today to prepare for the Thistle game. Not to let themselves drop, to roll up their sleeves, to get together, to work hard, to stay fit, to get ready, and have another go against this. So I don't know what it is. 21 games now till the split. That's what we've got to target. We're still a very, very tight league. But we know we've got to do better than that. We've got to win that game in the first half today. We knew that the team that gets the first goal is likely to win the game.
Well, thanks for your time, Mark. Cheers.